Guys, what's up? It's the Kansas Kid. And man, we got a beautiful morning in Kansas today. Sun's getting ready to pop up, heading into work. So, kind of just see, what all you guys are doing. Are you still buying? What are you buying? Are you buying, the cheapest generic stuff you can find? Or are you changing what you're getting? Okay, so, a week or two ago, I think it was Silverstruck that made the comment. He said, it's funny how a $5 swing on spot price really changes how people buy in their buying patterns. Whereas $5, you think in the big scheme of things, it's not that much money, right? And but what I am seeing, okay? I like cheap weight, and I like to buy, the cheapest possible when I can. And I've always kind of based my strategy and kind of my style of stacking and whatever I do. Everyone does their own thing. I've kind of based it off of a certain limit, a certain amount. And usually back in the good old days, I would base it off $23. So anything that was over $23, I would focus on numismatics and vintage silver. And if the spot price was under, man, I'm strictly on weight, strictly stacking cheapest generic bullion weight. So what is going on now that I'm seeing is that you can get vintage 5 and 10 ounce bars for the same price, if not cheaper than some of your generic bars. I'm seeing like Phoenix bars and even some Star bars. I'm seeing those things go, like the 5 ounce ones, for like $165, $175. I seen one of those retro Silvertown bars go for $150. That was yesterday, that I'm seeing this stuff. And me, that's a no-brainer. I'm buying vintage. It's what I'm doing. Just because it's that I would rather have that than like a cheap, Mason Mint 5 or 10 ounce bar. That's only a few dollars difference. So what do you guys think? So are you guys still buying the generics and stuff like that? Or have you, even like on IG sales and stuff like that, Engelhard prospectors are not going for much more, maybe a buck or two than what your generic rounds from your bullion places are. To me, it just makes sense, if you're into that thing. Some people are like, I don't buy vintage, I wouldn't do it, I'm not going to spend the extra money on it. But in my mindset, I think it's a no-brainer. So, what are you guys thinking on that? What are you guys doing? What are you seeing? Because right now, with the price has been fluctuating, dollars up and down, and it's been hovering around that 30 mark. But me, it just makes sense to buy vintage silver because the premium has not went up on vintage that I've seen. Now here's my next question. Do you guys foresee the premiums on vintage silver really jumping up? I'd say within the next 6 months, by January 1st. Do you think that we're gonna see premiums on vintage silver, jump up, 15 to 20%, 25%? What I'm seeing, it hasn't happened yet, but I do believe, because vintage silver has always held that premium, and that premium's pretty much washed away, you know. So I don't know. I think it's going to go up, so that's why I think that the vintage silver is kind of where it makes sense to put my stacking efforts into. Just because I, you know, for the same price as cheap generics, why wouldn't you? I don't know what I'm thinking. Guys, I'll talk to you soon.